broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, AfterBuzz TV, this is the Flash After Show. It's Season 2, Episode 1, called The Man Who Saved Central City. And oh my god, it feels so good to be back.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I know.
That was tasty.
Good to see everybody.
Hey, to be here.
I know.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. We're happy to have you. You know, you're new on the panel. Why don't you give us an intro?
Hi, I'm Micheal Drew. Hi.
Quite the intro, that
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. It's my favorite show.
Well, I'm excited that you're here with us.
Roxy, Super Roxy. Is that your code name?
Something cooler than that.
Okay.
Cisco does a little bit better on the code names, I gotta say.
I'll step it up.
For everybody who's just listening, Roxy's in her Flash costume.
Yes.
We're very happy to see you. Let's do some intros to the entire table. Roxy, you're next.
Hi guys, I'm Roxy Striar. I'm so excited to be returning for Season 2, and you guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
Yeah, and I'm Tauri Miller. I'm so glad to be back as well. You can find me on Twitter at TauriJ. It's TaurijAY.
Amazing. And I'm Jeffrey Masters. I tweet from Jeff Masters1. If you want to tweet along with us during the show, you can hashtag ABTVFlash. You can comment on iTunes and YouTube on the live chat roll or after the fact. We love connecting with you. Let's get into the episode.
Yes, please.
They kicked it off dealing with a lot of the repercussions of the singularity from the finale of last time.
You said it good too. Singular. That's pretty good.
I said what?
You said it pretty good. Singular. I know I couldn't say it correctly. I was like singularly.
I've been doing lots of practice.
I have to tell you that I saw Jeff go to the bathroom in between the time we started. He was looking in the mirror. Singularity.
I mean, that didn't happen, but it's totally fine. But I mean, we ended Season 1 and Barry Allen is going up into it. And you're thinking, that sounds great. He's going into it and you're thinking, where is this going? Like, how can he survive?
The end of the show, no more seasons after this. Central City is done. Yeah, that's absolutely what I was thinking when it happened. But I was like, okay, we're signed for Season 2. I'm feeling a little safer right now. But I didn't know that we were going to pick up and everything was kind of going to be okay. And then we were going to flash back. I'm like, does anybody know what just happened?
Yeah,
right.
I thought that really worked for me. I thought that was the only way to do it. I mean, because they went so fast forward, and with the intro when they showed like everything being like happy-go-lucky, I was like, okay, and I know we were all feeling like, all right, so I guess everything worked out okay. And then you saw, the character who got shot last year.
Eddie.
Eddie. We saw Eddie, and I was like, wait a second. This is a miss.
Yeah, it was like a beautiful scene, and everything was just a little bit too good to be true. We find out it's that daydream.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so they kicked it off at 6 months after the singularity. Got it out again that time. Thank you.
Phenomenal.
Pretty impressed.
Thank you so much. A lot has changed. I was not expecting the entire Scooby gang to be split up.
Yeah.
That's what we call them, by the way. They're our
yes.
Scooby gang. Welcome to the panel.
Thank you. I like that. Scooby Gang. That works.
Welcome to the Scooby Gang.
And it was really upsetting not to see them together at the start of the episode.
Yeah, it was, but at least we got them back in full force quickly. I was kind of thinking, I don't want this to be a season of how do we place the team back.
Right.
We've seen that a couple of times over at Arrow, on Arrow, where the team will split up and we'll spend episodes and episodes trying to get a member back in. And I'm like, listen, you know you work stronger as a team. We know you work stronger as a team. Let's just get there.
Yeah.
Let's get there where you guys acknowledge that. So,
100%.
So I was glad that this isn't going to draw out for the entire season.
Totally. And it's really interesting too, I think, where everyone's in their respective places. Cisco's working for the police with Joe West. Caitlin is at the other labs, Mercury with Christina McGee. They all have really interesting specialties that they'll be able to hone and take different things from their jobs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone's all over the place.
I was glad they went right into explaining why everyone was separated.
Well,
I was glad they went right to right into action.
You had to know that something big happened for Caitlyn to leave, because we see that she's gone. She's over at Mercury, and you're thinking, all right, crap. What happened to Ronnie? Yeah. Like, the only thing that could separate her love finally came back. This poor woman has been through hell and back.
Yeah.
She's with the love of her life. She's engaged. Then he's gone. She thinks he's dead. Then she gets him back, but it's not who he is. Then they get married because they're in love, and he decides he's going to stay. And now she's over at Mercury, and you're like, oh, what, Ronnie, what'd you do? Yeah. What did you do? Well, it just so happens that he saved Central City.
Yeah,
so
he died. That's what he did. He just
a little
bit died.
Well, that's what we think.
Yeah, and that's a big piece of new information that we found out this week too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm a little bit hesitant to declare him dead.
Oh yeah, I don't think. I mean,
you know, think he's dead either. And yet, like they did announce that they've cast a new member of Firestorm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
So like, all roads seem that Ronnie won't be back.
Yeah, but I didn't think they would. I was genuinely shocked when I saw him go through that and disappear. I really didn't expect that to happen. I mean, I wasn't aware of how many episodes he was on this season, so I was fully under the impression that he was going to be on this show, he was going to be on League, that he was going to be on. I fully thought he was going to be Firestorm for the whole year.
Yeah, I mean, going into it, to me it made more sense that Martin would have disappeared, because we know that he's going to be on another show.
Yeah.
And we know that it has to do with like time travel and all that stuff. So it would make more sense for him to disappear and, you know, eventually bring the team back or join the team again.
Maybe you guys at home can tell us what's up, because we know CW loves Robbie Amell. He's been on a couple of shows for them. He is a really talented actor. His cousin's also on CW, right. And he's done a great job. And I don't think he's pissed anybody off. I think we would have heard about it. So something's up. Either he is coming back and we just don't know about it, or he's working on other projects or whatever it is. So I wonder if you guys at home know. If you do, let us know.
Yeah. Totally. The last thing about Ronnie, though, I do want to say that we have not seen a dead body. You know, they could bring him back in some way. He could come back from like a different dimension or anything. However, this is the second time that Caitlyn has now dealt with the death of Ronnie. Mm-hmm. If they keep bringing him back and killing him off, it's going to get really repetitive and just like not fun to watch.
Mm. Right.
I was glad to see that when he died, I was in my mind, the only thing I just thought that Barry was, I called him Emo Barry. I was like, oh, he's feeling very emotional, Emo Barry. And I thought that he was just having such a hard time dealing with the fact that he couldn't save his mom. But then you have that, and on top of that, he couldn't save Ronnie. And now he's the reason Caitlyn is like depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just awesome.
She dealt with it a different way, though. If you guys remember the first time we thought that Ronnie was dead, and she thought that Wells had something to do with it, she didn't speak to him. She was pissed. Or anybody she thought who had anything to do with the death of her fiance, she was totally, like, not irrational about, but she didn't want anything to do with them after she knew that they were part of the particle accelerator and all of that. This time I thought that she was very clear-headed. Like, she did leave, but it wasn't because she was pissed at Barry. It was because she was upset with herself,
right.
Which was really, really sad to see. Yeah. Speaking of people who left, I'm just noticing in the chat, so I wanted to mention this. As you guys notice, Ashley Daniels isn't on the panel right now. She wanted me to send her love to you guys, say that she loves the show so much, and I do think in the coming weeks we will have her join us for an episode on the couch.
Absolutely.
So she will be back, and she's still watching The Flash, and she still loves you guys. So thank you for noticing she's not here, and she is here in spirit and probably wearing her matching Flash costume on the couch.
Yeah, and she's not joining us just to say for like good reasons. Yeah. Scheduling wise didn't work out. Not, like drama.
Yeah.
Some CW drama right there.
Michael kicked her off. What can we say?
I mean, pretty much.
I wanted my time.
It's dog eat dog.
And here he is. Okay. So I was surprised to see they had the Flash Day, the big rally, just because the city is really welcoming to the Flash. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
Well, in the comic book, it's very much like that. Like in every other form of Flash, he's like this. They love him in Central City. Like he's part of the city, and they always celebrate him. It's like that with him more so than any other hero. So I kind of took it as like an homage to the comic books, and I was happy to see that. I was like, oh, okay, it's very, very similar.
Yeah.
So for you guys at home, I just want to let you know that Micheal Drew gets a little upset when things don't stick to the comics the way we want. He's a very avid comic book reader, so sometimes we'll pass each other by. And this is when you weren't on the Flash panel, which is why we wanted you so badly on it.
Yeah.
You'd be like up in arms about something. They didn't stick to this, but mostly good things because you seem to be liking the show.
Well, so. yeah, it's my favorite show, and I think I've accepted the fact that it's his own thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The first few times I used to get I used to go crazy. Like, are you kidding me? What is Wally West is not the same age as Barry Allen, you know, things like that. But because Wally's gonna come on, so.
Yes, Jeff and I have the same reaction.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, right. But I mean, I've accepted. It's his own thing, and I think it's great.
Yeah, and that's why we're excited to have you on the panel, because all of us are comic book fans. We love The Flash. We love superheroes. Some of us have just been loving them for many longer years than others. But that's why the show is great, because it appeals to like the newer comic book lovers as opposed to the older ones and the passerbys as well, which I think is so cool.
But you're saying this part did stick to the comic books. Flash Day, it would be something that's normal because they love the Flash so much.
Yeah, that's something that's pretty Central City Flash-ish. Flash-ish. Flash_ish, I guess, yeah.
So I have to ask, though, the title of the episode is The Man Who Saved Central City. Do we think of that man as Ronnie, since he like gave his life for it? Or is that only the Flash?
I didn't even think of it like that, but that's very true.
I mean, I feel like they're multiple. Like I agree with Cisco in the episode, and that the whole team should have been awarded the key to the city.
It's called The Man, not The Men.
Hey. But yes, I mean, though, again, if the whole Firestorm plan wouldn't have worked if not for Barry stabilizing the singularity. So, ipso facto.
And so maybe that's another reason why Barry didn't even want to go to the celebration, because in his mind, Firestorm saved it.
Right.
He didn't just cause him to die. He saved the city. So it's like, why would I be accepting this? I'm not the hero.
For lack of better words, it would have been a kick in the balls if he hadn't gone. Like that, honestly, as the mayor is standing up there and he said, Jeff rolling his eyes at me for the iTunes.
I was laughing, not rolling my eyes.
Oh, you're like, why do you say that, Roxy? It would have been really bad. It would have been really bad if he didn't show up and the mayor makes this big speech and the key and everybody's there. And so I'm so glad he came. I kind of did expect him to accept it and say something along the lines of, I am taking this on behalf of my dear friend. But then it would have opened a whole can
like
of
an
worms.
Oscar.
Right.
Yeah, kind of.
I dedicate this.
It's kind of what, no, I'm serious. That's kind of what I thought he was going to do, because he does feel so guilty about it, and he doesn't think that he's the one who saved Central City. So, but he didn't even have time to do that, because all of a sudden, Adam Smasher.
Yeah, Adam pops up.
I don't know why my voice went like that.
No,
that's how
I really liked
Perfect
it, actually.
impression.
Thank you,
Coming
Jeff.
from the costume. Okay, I don't want to be picky, but was it weird that Barry Allen as the Flash at the rally was not like doing the shaky face thing to block his face? What's it called again?
Yeah, I know.
The vibration.
The vibration, so like people can't see who his identity is. Just every other time he's been in public, he's done that.
Oh, yeah. I've never even liked the fact that he did this. I'm glad he didn't go back to doing that.
He
doesn't need
that
to.
he did
He has
that.
a mask.
He has a mask.
It covers his chin, and that's it.
I mean, I think that he did that mostly when he was face to face with Iris, because
She's seen his face.
She's seen him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the rest of the city, especially from a stage and from a little far off, would know exactly what was going on. But I do agree, it's kind of weird that we know he has the ability to do that, and he chose not to.
It was just like a consistent device they used for season 1. That said, like, I don't actually care, because it's like a superhero thing. We've like, our suspension of disbelief has gone so far. Like, I can think that no one will recognize him.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just curious of the change for the second season.
I also feel like he might have been a little over it. Like, he didn't want to go to this thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to like put out effort. It's kind of like, I'm here. Give me the damn key. All right. I'm only here because Iris told me that I should come. Whatever.
I loved your description of him as Emo Flash.
Yes, Emo
I think
Flash.
Emo Flash is going to be a recurring character, honestly, of the show.
I would love that.
Emo Barry.
Okay, but tell me, who was the villain again, Roxy? Adam Smasher.
Adam Smasher. It gets better and better, guys.
It does.
I know. Oh my God. I hope he comes back. We can say his name again.
Well,
Just kidding.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
No. I like this guy a lot.
He was played by Edge, the wrestler. He did such a good job.
Yeah.
He did such a
Wait,
good
I'm
job.
sorry. Who is this person?
Edge, the professional wrestler. He used to be a professional wrestler.
Oh, wrestling.
So when this came out this summer, everybody was freaking out. Like, hashtag Edge. Oh my God, Edge is coming to this. Wrestling has become a big thing in the DC world right now, with Stephen Amell going over there.
That's true. I forgot he did that.
And now Edge coming here. It seems like it's more consistent now. We're kind of crossing worlds a little bit.
We need more full-time crossovers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Undertaker next.
John Cena running through saving the Flash.
I could see it.
Cena.
Well, because the reason is when we have somebody like Adam Smasher, he's this big presence. And a lot of actors are very like, I don't know, like look the same. Oh, that's the generalization that I'm going to get in trouble for. That's not even what I. That's not what I mean.
No, finish your thought.
I just think that oh god, a lot of actors like are a certain type, and I think that a lot of wrestlers like are big superhero types.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. That they're
like
the Atom Smasher, big superhero wrestler type. So I like that we're crossing worlds. I thought that he did a really good job. Yeah. I thought that he was believable. I thought that he didn't speak that much, but he was a scary presence, and he definitely, like, when he grew, he scared the crap out of me.
And he's like full on actor now, because he retired in like, I think, what, 2008, 2009. Like so he's like full on.
And they're trained. They're trained actors when they are wrestling too. That's not that they're faking the wrestling part, but they have all these bits and lines and all these things. So
I mean, they're all playing.
He was
roles.
Great.
Right.
Yeah. The only unbelievable part was that his name was Al Rothstein, and no Jew is that big. Are you kidding me? That's not a Jew.
Also, Premi just mentioned in the chat, The Rock is Black Adam. So yeah, we're crossing over left and right.
Yeah. It's true. The Rock is Black Adam.
Yeah.
They're making it. They're doing it.
Yeah. It seems like you guys are liking Edge in the chat, so I agree.
Phenomenal.
You did a really good job.
Yeah.
Totally. And then so the second time we saw Atom Smasher, he says to Barry, he said you were a hero. What were you guys thinking was the he said? Who is he? We later find out it's Zoom.
Yeah.
But like, what were you thinking then?
Well, I mean, I was already under the impression that Zoom sent him, but I've been reading.
Is that because they announce he's the big bad of the season? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
From like a non-news following standpoint, you would think that he was talking about the mayor, which would be a good deflect, where it's like, okay, the mayor had made his speech and he was there during the speech. That's fine. But if you're following the news, you're like, oh yeah, it's Zoom.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, I didn't think that was the mayor at all.
Okay.
And then again, I'm like taking notes simultaneously, so like I miss a few
what were you
things.
thinking?
Yeah, who'd you think?
I didn't have anybody in mind. I assumed it was Zoom just because they announced it was Zoom as like the season's bad, but I'm just thinking, is he paired up with somebody else? Is Harrison Wells still here?
It could have still, I was thinking it might have still been him. If you're going to think of anyone else, maybe it's a still alive Harrison Wells from another dimension.
And I only thought Harrison because like we'll talk about it later. Harrison's going to be in this season.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he's dead at the moment. I'm just curious to see how they work him in. Do you guys have any idea so far?
I think it's going to be it's going to be the real Harrison, the good one.
Right. Harrison Wells isn't actually dead.
Yeah.
Well, he is dead, but he was dead a long time ago. But it's Reverse Flash that's dead now.
Yeah.
Right.
So
due to time paradoxy madness, he could still be alive.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry, but so the body of Harrison Wells is alive.
Tom Cavanaugh.
Tom Cavanaugh.
Yeah, the good one, the original one is going to come back.
So not Eobard.
I think, yeah, not Eobard Thawne.
Oh, I'm sorry, you think Harrison Wells as actual Harrison Wells?
Here's why. Because when Eddie shot himself and he killed his great-great-grandson or great-great-great, however many, 150 years of greats.
Right.
Here it goes.
Then he never would have gone back in time. Therefore, he never would have taken over the body. Therefore, that guy is still out there and exists.
Right.
Yep.
Therefore, he still could be with his wife, who we saw on the beach, like
That's true.
chilling. But then also,
Okay, that creates a massive problem we're going to get to.
The easy solution is that, came through the wormhole.
That's what I was going to. It could be that.
And that too.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Okay, let's plug it there. We're going to revisit this when we talk about the video.
Okay.
Of course.
Right.
But
Quick shout
please.
out, the Atom Smasher effects, weren't those amazing? I thought that when he grew and he got bigger, I thought the effects were so good for Atom Smasher.
Really good.
It really, I was like, oh my God, this is a television show?
I thought about that a couple of times because people say that CW has smaller budgets a lot and that they do a lot with their small budgets. You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't.
I didn't know. I thought they made this look great. Even in the scene that we saw this year, but that we saw from last year of him going up and all of that. And anytime we see him go up the buildings and down the buildings and into I think they do such a good job.
Amazing.
Totally. Yes. So Barry goes to him alone. At this point, the team goes to Atom Smasher to fight him alone.
Yeah.
He's still in emo Barry mode.
Emo Barry.
The team says, no, take us with you. Like, we're a team. Let's work together. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. You're fine. I'm going to recreate the entire scene for you. And then he said, okay, that has never worked in the past when he goes somewhere like, in the past in this episode. He fought him alone. Like, what did we think his plan was going to be?
Maybe he was willing to die. Like maybe he feels so guilty.
He was acting reckless.
Yeah, maybe he felt so guilty about Firestorm, about Ronnie dying, about his not being able to save his mother. He's overcome with depression. Maybe he was just like, I don't care if I die.
I think he just didn't want anybody else to get hurt. I think he was just thinking that at least, not that he wants to die, but if somebody dies, it's only going to be him and nobody else is going to get hurt. I also feel like he isn't thinking clearly right now. He's just, he's clearly been doing this for 6 months by himself. He hasn't had as big of a threat as now he has. And he's just like, all right, I can do it all myself. I don't think he's thinking clearly.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously has survivor's guilt. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. He hasn't been successful in the past. But, I mean, he's been kind of keeping up. I feel like, I mean, Barry's typical way is to punch things into non-existence. But, like... I felt like it was justified. I understood his feelings.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he said the line about like it's better than like my friends dying.
Right.
Yeah. That's where I got that. It was that line that made me think that he doesn't care if he dies.
I don't know. I just feel like it's like a recurring theme that like it's like the hard-headed guy who's like going to protect everybody, and it's like it's proven so well how brilliant your team is. Like, just work with them.
I think he knows that though. I think he knows his team is brilliant. I don't think he's questioning that for a single second. I just think he doesn't want to put anybody else at risk anymore.
Oh, and also, Eddie's dead too. I keep like Eddie's dead. Like Eddie killed himself because of the Flash. So that's 3 people on his watch already that are dead.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Yeah.
I still cry and have nightmares about that. My voice is tonight. Adam Smash or Eddie, I'm just killing it.
I like that. But I mean, props for Iris for like getting the team together and like not allowing him to. Yeah. Like you said, we didn't want this to be a season of like, where's the team and like how can we get them together? Like, just get them together.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed that Victor Garber is going to be joining the Legend Tomorrow. I like him so much.
He's so good.
I'm not disappointed because Legends of Tomorrow is going to be so good, and I'm really excited for that show. And there is still going to be so much crossover. Stephen Amell actually came out this week in one of his weird Facebook podcast things that he does sometimes for 15 minutes, where he talks to people, and he said pretty much the Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow are one show. Like that's what he said.
The producers have said that from day one.
Right. So there are going to be people that are bouncing back and forth. So I'm not too sad because at least he's still in our sandbox.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they've all just completely absorbed the fact that they're playing these roles and they just love it so much. So they just love the fact that he's playing Arrow and he's just so into it. And Grant Gustin is so, he just loves playing the Flash. Like if you follow his Instagram, it's like Flash all the time. He's rocking Flash shirts, going to Starbucks.
Well, of course he is. It's the coolest role of all time.
Yeah,
it is.
He is amazing. He seems like a really good guy, and he has an amazing role. So they should all live it up. This is one of the best shows there is out there, and DC is doing the best job in television right now.
And I have to say, I love how true to the like comedicness of it they are. Like this was a really funny episode.
They balance it so well.
Yeah,
they balance it so well with the sad parts and the funny and the hilarity.
Yeah, and I love that they made fun of like how people came in and out of Star Labs each time.
That was my favorite part.
Oh my god,
me too.
It was ridiculous. I think last year we were really appalled by it. I think we spent a long time.
That's a fine way of saying it. Yeah.
But I mean, finally they kind of like have seen it, and I'm sure that the producers were like, "This is getting a little ridiculous. Let's get some security in there." And I love that was a running through line of the episode.
And it just gets broken at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But also, like, it's unfortunately, like, it's just the hour, and so they can't have, the doorbell ring, and, like, the butler goes, and, like, Barry goes to see who it is, and they bring him in. Like, people need to walk in sometimes.
When we had Candace Patton on last year, who plays Iris, of course, she said so much gets left on the floor, on the cutting room floor, because they film way more scenes, and then a lot of it, it's like, all right, we got to get to the meat of this quicker, because there's so much going on every episode that we don't have time for what you just said.
Yeah. It's just, like, that balance of, like, maybe I remember, we've had different issues, but this episode was great. I don't need to recount different issues from the season 1.
Yeah.
Or should we?
No, because we don't need to, because this episode was great, but I did have a major issue with this episode, so we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with your issue too.
Do you want to discuss the video first or that?
Yeah, let's talk about the video.
Yeah.
Okay, so Harrison leaves Star Labs to Barry, but he must watch the video, and he confesses the
This
killing
dude,
of
Greg
Moore
Turk,
Allen.
that walks in to give him the video, like, I was like, dude, you've got quite the presence right now. Like, I thought he was coming in to murder Barry.
He's not a recurring character, right?
I think that we're never going to see him ever.
So.
As far as I can tell, he's not too. But the way he introduced himself and like the camera like panned to him, I was like, this is a supporting character they're introducing.
That's what I'm saying. He had quite the presence. Good job for the actor. Like that, he got a name. We remember him, and maybe we will see him again because he said that he's going to get a message once the video is watched, knowing that he watched it. So maybe. But he walked in, and I was like, oh my god, he's an assassin. Like he is here for Barry. Show over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that video that he was so scared to watch, and who did he go to watch it? Some Snowberry time. I know this is the time where it's going to be polarizing in the comments. Roxy loves Snowberry. Why does she love Snowberry? You know what? I ship all of them. I love Iris. I love Caitlin. I love the females on this show, and I'm so happy that Barry went to Caitlin, who wasn't going to come back, and now she totally is going to come back, and they're such a good team.
And it's purely out of your own enjoyment. There's no indication from anything that they will ever couple up.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Except for when they sang Grease together.
Yeah, and shared some late night Caitlin time.
And she kind of like took her shirt off and got into bed or something. And also the fact that these are the same people who make Arrow, and obviously Oliver and Felicity are kind of on and off. So maybe they're into that kind of thing.
Maybe they are. Maybe
they're not. Maybe they're not.
Okay, just to bring this back around to the Harrison Wells discussion, if Harrison comes back, as you said, as Harrison Wells, not Ian Berthon, but Harrison, that means that he is now a convicted murderer.
And I was thinking that was going to be the way that the father's not actually going to be able to get out.
Right.
And yet he is out.
Yeah, so that killed my theory real quick. But, yeah.
I
It
was
would have been
looking
some sweet drama. Go ahead.
in the chat earlier. You guys were talking about comic book fans being really upset that Henry Allen is out of prison, out of Iron Heights. Maybe you guys can talk to that a little bit. Is that something that's upsetting, or is that okay?
I grew up, Wally was my Flash, so I don't know too much about Barry and his father. I know about Barry. I don't know too much about him and his father's situation. So I don't know. I was cool with it. I wasn't cool with the way it ended in this episode, but I was cool with the father coming out. I love the actor who plays the father. That's the original Flash from the late 80s.
He's great.
But Henry is still in jail. Like he doesn't really get out of the jail in the comics. That's not like a thing.
So do you think that means that he's going back?
I think that he could go back. Kind of in tune with your theory that like once Harrison Wells comes back, he becomes like a fugitive. Because
wouldn't that be crazy if he ends up going? Okay, we're getting too far ahead. All right.
You got predictions?
No, I was gonna say that with the way that it ends with the father, and then the only time he comes back is to go back to prison. Jesus.
That'd be
all right. Yeah, we're not there because I can't get there until
Sorry.
Okay, I know where you're leading with your comment for. Do you want to take it there?
We're ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. We spent season 1, it was almost, it was trying to figure out how to A, bring Barry's mom back to life, which would be get his father out of prison so Barry could have his family. We finished the season 1 with Barry being able to bring his mom back to life, but choosing not to because he already thinks he has a great life. It would change all the rest of his path. He wouldn't have been living with Joe and Iris. The team wouldn't have known each other. He might not have become the Flash, all of those things. So he gives up on saving his mom. That's how we finished season 1. Coming into season 2, we know he's trying to avenge his father. We know he's trying to get his dad out of prison. He finally does in this big thing where his arch enemy actually is the one to save his father because he doesn't end up being his arch enemy. He goes to get his dad out of prison, and then his dad says, I don't think you're going to be the guy that you are if I'm here, dude. So, I got to go. All right. There are so many other ways I think the show could have handled this. I have an actual problem with this. Number one, if we wanted to get him off of the show temporarily, but not kill him, he could have said, I can't live in Central City. Do you know who I am in Central City? I'm the guy who murdered his wife, who went to the prison. And even if people find out that I didn't do that, I'm still the guy who was in prison all of those years, who was wrongfully accused. So I'm either going to get all of this attention positively or negatively or whatever it is. I don't want this. I have to go for me. He could have said that, but he didn't. I'm baffled. This is baffling. You're gonna leave your son? Tauri, say something that is more positive, because I'm freaking.
Okay, I have. To me, I felt the upsetness. However, I felt that like that moment was the most real moment we've ever had on this show.
Huh? Really?
Yes, because if you take it from Henry's perspective. He's been basically an absentee father, not by choice, but he hasn't been part of Barry's life. He hasn't been able to raise him the way he should. And so now at this point, Barry is at such a high level, he's essentially a superhero. And that's a lot of pressure for a father who would try to integrate himself back into this kid's life. I mean, it's hard enough, becoming a part of your kid's life. It's 2 times as hard or 100 times as hard when that kid is a superhero and has so many more responsibilities to take care of.
So you're going to leave him?
I mean, I think that...
Well, he's not leaving.
Right. But I think that, like, I understand his reaction because he feels like he's only going to hold Barry back. Barry was talking about getting an apartment together and, like, essentially settling into a life and he feels like if he does that, then the city at large and the world will lose the Flash because he'll have no motivation. He has what he wants.
I really disagree with that.
Yeah.
He made the decision for Barry that we're choosing your superhero over you being my son, and I really think it could have been both. I don't see why it had to be a choice.
Here's what's going on in the chat. I don't know, Steven, if you can hear me, if you can scroll up a little bit. People were talking about, they said that he's going to be coming in. Troy says Henry will be coming incoming episodes, as the producers have said in recent articles. People say Henry has bad memories of Central City, which is why he wanted to leave. That's from Officer something on here. I know Langley earlier said that he thinks that Henry is leaving for a different reason that he hasn't said. So I think these are all valid points from you guys in the chat. I don't know if we know the entire situation. We do know that at least he's not dead, but I just thought that this was a ridiculous speech that he gave him that really upset me, maybe because I feel emotionally invested, and also the fact that Barry was like, no problem, Dad.
Yeah.
I would have been like, Dad, shut the F up. You're staying. I just fought so hard for so long. At least give me, can you just stay for a month? We see how it goes?
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him just at least a week. Like, I hear everything you're saying,
right,
Tauri, but I just would have liked to at least stay a week and go through the struggle, then realize, like, you know what, I can't do this. I need to give you your space. Let me just get out of here. Right. But literally, he just got there. He's at the party. Then by the end of the party, in mid-party, he's like, all right, guys, I gotta break out.
Right.
I gotta go.
Zach says maybe Zoom blackmailed Henry to leave. Do we think that something could be going on that we aren't aware of?
It could be.
Yes, and here's why. Because I agree with you, and this is such a massive storyline for the show to wrap up now, that why did they wrap it up to send him away? Like, there's no reason for that right now. And that's why I think it's gonna come back to play later for like a big reason, because there's no reason to break him out of jail.
Yeah.
I love that. Also, again, in the chat right now, we have all different Team Tauri, Team Roxy, we're all on each other's team, and that's Team Flash. Hashtag Team Flash. Yeah. So I think that we can all agree the fact that we're sad that he's leaving simply because he's such a great part of the show that I want to see him in more episodes. But I think that there's obviously a reason they're doing that, so when they bring him back, it can be stronger. I didn't agree with the way they did it.
Yeah,
but totally. I mean, and please.
Sorry, I was gonna say the show doesn't do anything willy-nilly. So there's always a purpose to the big moves that
that's
they
what
make.
I'm banking on. Yeah, that's what I'm banking on.
Yeah, I have to say though, I was surprised that you thought that was the most real moment of the show, just because we've had so many surprisingly amazing moments, a lot of them between Barry and Joe West, that really catch me off guard. I think are lovely moments. We had a flashback this episode with Joe West again, and that one didn't touch it for me.
Right. Well, I mean, we have a lot of touching moments, yes.
Okay.
But we don't have a lot of actual human moments.
It's sometimes campy and sometimes...
Well, yeah, and Joe West is too emotionally stable and too emotionally perfect. He says all the right things at all the right times. And I feel like, and that happens throughout the show. It's like everyone comes together and is like, you have just what you need. You've always had a family. And it was like this very solitary human moment where it's this guy realizing that he's not good enough to be a part of this group. Not as he is.
That's
Maybe
a good
he'll
point.
grow, but like as he is, just this guy who's been in prison so long, detached from humanity, he can't be the person that Barry needs him to be.
Good eyes.
Do you think that because Joe West always has the perfect thing to say at the perfect time and is like the perfect father, that it keeps him from being like a three-dimensional character? Like, is he a little bit like 1 and 2-dimensional then, are you saying?
I think he's three-dimensional. I just think that he very much skews towards the positive.
Okay.
So like he's multifaceted, but like he's definitely predictable in certain ways.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if I would find him to be two-dimensional at all. If you look at the season finale last year, where immediately he tells Barry, you got to go back. No matter what happens, you have to go back. As Barry is about to go back, finally Barry is like, you told me I have to do this. And Joe's like, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know the right answer. I don't know. I don't have them. I just thought that if I said that, then maybe that would help you make a decision. I think he does have all different thoughts, but whatever he does and whatever he says, he does with conviction. Mm-hmm. So you believe him, but he is somebody who's got layers. That's why I think he is a brilliant character.
And I don't know that I agree or disagree with you on this. It never struck me before, but I see what you're saying, and I have to think that comes from the comic book influence, because that's how like on the page people like talk.
Right.
So we'll see. We have so much news and gossip to get to. Let's segue there.
Okay.
But before, though, we need to mention that Jay Garrick made a cameo appearance.
He did. He comes in.
And that's all we know.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Harrison Barnes, the good Harrison Barnes of this season. Harrison Wells. Harrison Barnes. I'm sorry, I watch basketball. The Harrison Wells of this season.
Yeah, the mentor character, which is cool because he like has the powers. You can tell the Flash how to use them from like first-person point of view.
Yes.
So we have Barry Allen, obviously, who carried us through season 1 and will continue to stay with us. Now we have a second Flash who we met tonight, Jay Garrick, Teddy Sears.
Yes.
He appeared at the very end, comes in, and he says, and we know he's going to somehow help, and he says, your Earth is in trouble. Mm-hmm. Then we know that we've also cast as a series regular Wally West, who is your Flash.
That is my Flash. That is the Flash I grew up reading. I am very happy to see this one.
Oh, you're excited about it.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, of course, comic geek-wise, he's younger. He's supposed to be younger than Barry Allen. Barry Allen trains him, but then he takes over for Barry Allen in the comics when Barry Allen dies, and blah, blah, blah.
Keenan Lonsdale looks pretty much younger, very much younger than Grant, though.
I mean, I
think they look similar age.
They're like, maybe 2 or 3 year difference.
I'd say 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that, if anything, he might look a little old. I don't think that they look 5 years apart. I think maybe like the exact same age.
Yeah, I mean, like when
are they 5 years apart?
I think Grant is 3 years apart in life.
Huh. Mm-hmm. He's just very mature.
If he comes in as like a teen, okay. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're both going to be in like their early 20s.
Right. All right.
And then also, speaking of quick people, we've got Jesse Quick who's coming in. Was that a good segue?
I love that segue.
Thank you so much. Jesse Chambers, which we're really excited about.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going through casting news.
There's so much.
Great.
Yeah,
something I'm super excited about is that we're getting a Mrs. West, which I feel like opens up a lot of storyline. Vanessa Williams, there's a couple of Vanessa Williams out there, so you guys, she's not the Ugly Betty Vanessa Williams, the other Vanessa Williams. I'm really excited they just announced that she's actually going to be in several more episodes than she was originally planned for, which probably means she's doing a really good job and they want to hear more of her storyline, and that will get us into Iris more and her background, which I think is great because she is a strong woman and we want to know more about her and where that comes from and where we're going with her. So that's really exciting stuff. Then I know Linda Park is coming back for a bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
We would have to assume, because this is in the comics, is Wally West.
Yeah, and in the comic book, she marries Wally West.
Yeah.
So that's Wally West. But I'm thinking it's going to... I mean, I was originally thinking it would be a love triangle between her, West, and between her, Wally, and Barry.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually have a different love interest for Barry who's coming in. Patty
Spivot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's supposed to be who Barry goes for. So sorry, Snowberry fans, and sorry, what's Iris Barry? ship name, whatever.
Caitlyn just lost her husband again.
I know.
Give her a month.
Yeah, totally. And Iris and Barry already had the revelation that they're going to end up together through this newspaper. So they know that that's the track they're supposed to be on.
That's
so
crazy.
West Allen.
That's coming. But she's going to be a series regular as well. Then we don't know, and they don't know the actor that's going to be playing Zoom yet, because right now we're not going to see the face, but we know the voice is Tony Todd, which is like probably the most exciting news there ever is. We're talking about an amazing voice. We've got Dr. Henry Hewitt coming in, who's going to be a big bad of the season, who you knew from the comic books.
Yeah, he was from the original Firestorm comics, and he played what was the name again? Tokomak. So I don't know if he's going to change or if that's just something that might happen down the line. But originally he's a baddie. He's a Firestorm baddie.
Tom Cavanaugh is back, as we talked about. If you guys have been watching online, Vixen has been really cool, and all of our characters have been online.
I actually haven't seen that yet.
It's been cool. It's been like little 5 minutes bits. They're doing really well. I love listening to Grant Gustin and to Stephen Amell and all of them be involved in that. Legends of Tomorrow, obviously, is coming in 2016, and they're taking Dominic Purcell and Wentworth Miller and Victor Garber and Sierra Renee, who's a hot girl who I'm so happy I got to interview. She's like the sweetest thing, and hopefully she'll come in on our show talk about it. But so many great people, so many great storylines over there. Brandon Ralph is going over to Legends.
So many.
So a lot of great stuff going on. CW, a lot of great casting came over this summer. I'm sure there's more that we missed, but thanks for letting me share that, Jeff.
Of course. And as we saw tonight, people are coming from Earth 2, and they did say later in the season/series we will be exploring Earth 2 ourselves, which is going to be awesome.
That might be where the Harrison Wells comes back.
Yeah.
It might be from if he comes back from that might be like the first real intro aside from Jay.
Yeah.
Jay Garrick.
Yeah. And there's no current plans, I said, to explore Killer Frost. But as we saw today, I forgot to mention, Cisco is seeing his vibrations. Yes. He has not told anybody yet, which indicates he's maybe a little freaked out by it.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is vibe coming through right now. This is going to be a huge thing. We don't even know what he's seeing in an alternate timeline right now. We don't even know exactly what he's seeing, what happened.
Right.
Have other flashes been going back? Who's been messing with this? What's going on? This leads to so many different things.
Yeah. I was going to say that I think my prediction was going to be Caitlin Frost turning into Killer Frost. All this death with her love interest. I think that's what's going to somehow lead the way towards Killer Frost.
Also, there's so many superheroes in all these characters. That's not true. But with these two in general, I just can't help but think that Carlos was one of the breakout stars of season 1. He plays Cisco, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that they took that and was let's find vibe really fast, since we love him so much.
Yeah, we got to get there.
I have no facts to back that up.
Yeah. Well,
that's interesting.
I was cool with him not becoming Vibe yet.
Are we on predictions? Is that?
Yeah, let's segue into it.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
I thought we were just going to go through it. I didn't know. That's why I just tossed mine out. Hey.
What, that he's becoming Vibe sooner than later?
I'm expecting Killer Frost coming. I think it's going to lead to...
of course, yeah.
Well, I have a prediction about that because Stephen Amell Instagrammed a photo of him and Grant Gustin wearing the very dark suits and looked like they were at a funeral. And the caption on it was, "Love filming game-changing scenes." So it looked like they were at a funeral. People have been discussing what funeral they possibly could have been at. And I think maybe people are throwing out that it's Ronnie's or what, so many different things. I think it might be Caitlin's funeral because I think that she's going to become Killer Frost. She goes away for a little bit. Either she they think she's dead or she fakes her death or something happens and then she's going to come back as this thing that we're like, what the hell just happened? Something like that. So
just to clarify, we don't know if it's Arrow or Flash, right? The funeral?
Right.
No.
We just know they're
both. It's a picture of both of them at the funeral.
Ooh, I'm saying we don't know what show.
We don't even know. We don't know what show. We don't even know. We won't even know it's a funeral. But that's what people are thinking right now.
Right.
Oh.
It could be.
It's on the crossover episode they're thinking, and that it is a funeral. Could be a wedding.
It could be Caitlin. Caitlin can die in this dimension, then come back from Earth 2, and then she'll play
something like
Frost.
that. Exactly.
That would be
maybe they're joining the Men in Black, another crossover.
Yep.
I'd accept that one as well.
I definitely think so.
That would work.
Yeah. And then other predictions. I mean, how did you guys feel about? He promised he'd take me home if I killed you. Where are we going with Zoom?
Yeah.
When's this coming? Talk about big bad.
When I read up on Zoom, they pretty much said that the whole thing is he's gonna be like Reverse Flash on steroids. It's gonna be he's gonna be even worse than Reverse Flash, and his costume is supposed to be The reference they used was a comic book reference to like Spider-Man, and his big bad was Venom with from the big movies and all that. And he's gonna be like that. Like I'm guessing that's like a super anti-Flash.
Yeah.
So that's what he's gonna be. Yeah. And they got the scariest voice ever to play him. So he's gonna be like Darth Vader.
It's a good thing that we have 3 Flashes here to help us out.
And it might take and I think that's what they did. Is gonna take that.
Yeah.
Because it took 3 heroes to beat Reverse Flash.
That's true.
Right.
Very true.
Yeah.
And I love that it seems like he's going to be kind of like a kingpin type where he's sending all these cronies and he's going to be in the shadows for a good majority, pulling all these strings. And at a certain point, he's going to reveal himself and become the ultimate like big bad.
He also just showed up in a suit. Like, he just had like a nice tie, suit and tie.
Yeah,
okay, what's up,
pretty
guys?
much.
Interesting.
Like
predictions?
Interesting. I have nothing specific. However, I don't think we killed off Garrod last season, right?
No.
Well, he just kind of ran off in the train tracks, and we're like,
Yeah, Garrod's coming back.
I love Joe's reference to Grodd. He's like Grodd? Okay, good.
The Strangler?
Yeah.
Somebody's strong. Crap, Grodd. What are you doing?
God.
I'm excited to see all different Flashes, though, and have them help teach Barry, because Barry needs some teachers now, people who understand where he's going at. We know that they're not just here to help with Sand Demon, who we're seeing next week, but that's cool that that's coming in. So all very exciting stuff.
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we go, too, we should plug that we have an Arrow after show that Tauri's on.
Yeah. Join us tomorrow, Wednesday, at 10 o'clock. We are going to be doing the Arrow after show. So
the premiere.
Watch the show. Yes, the premiere. So watch the show, then come right back here to AfterBuzz TV and chat with us.
Yeah, speaking of which, for all the DC shows, we're talking about Supergirl, we're talking about iZombie, we'll be doing Legends, so anything that is DC related, make sure
I do Gotham on Fox.
And we do Gotham, by the way,
Gotham.
which the episode this week was freaking fantastic.
It was phenomenal. The episode this week was phenomenal.
You would think
Okay,
I would've
well, in
plugged
the
that
words
one
of Victor
Thank you.
Garbrew, we need to Kadima on moving forward. Where can everybody find you guys throughout the week?
You can find me on Twitter at TauriJ. It's Taurijay.
You can find me on Twitter at Micheal_Drew. That's Michael EAL.
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
And I tweet from Jeff Masters 1. Guys, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.